Hello and welcome back to Swiss National Championships in the mixed division. We're down to final games. This is a third place game between the two finalists of last year, FlyHigh Lausanne against FucZH, who were defending medalists. And
yeah, they had a surprising loss in the semifinals against the Wizards from Geneva. I think they've been leading for most of the game, and then in the kind of unexpected turn of events, the Wizards managed to turn it around. So now they're finding themselves in the fight for third place, and also similar for FlyHigh Lausanne. They lost to Solebang in the semifinal.
you can watch that back on ULTI.TV, of course.
Yes, and so Solebang and Wizards will play in their first place final game at the end of the day today. Last match that we streamed, and now during this introduction we've already seen 2 turnovers, one for each team. So Lausanne here, and a miscommunication.
A bad one at that.
Lausanne giving the disc right back to FucZH. So FucZH is playing in dark, FlyHigh playing in white. But these teams, they've played each other quite a lot of times in the last few years, also this year already. And there we go, great inside shot straight into the end zone. First point for FucZH, starting off with the break.
Indeed, early breaks always beneficial. A good start into this game.
Absolutely.
But I got it back as well once, but again, a miscommunication, a connection that did not quite work out. Gave the disc back without a lot of pressure to FucZH, and I think especially when going in these windy conditions, playing in these windy conditions, it's so much more important to be decisive. So whatever you do, like, determinedly take those steps towards the side, like keep the disc in your hands and know exactly where to put that disc or where you want to put it, and then it will work out. But if you hesitate, you're unsure, the wind will take advantage. Not even the other team, just the conditions will be so much harder to fight through.
Absolutely. And I think also kind of with the wind, you could be aware that probably defense will potentially contest the in-cuts more than the deep shots, so you need to be maybe also even cleaner in the space that you're attacking. So if everybody is coming in short, then it makes it so much harder. And also maybe for the thrower to decide whom you want to throw to. I think this might have been one of the reasons for the turnover. So now FlyHigh, they get another chance at the offense, but first they will have to collect the disc that went way out of bounds.
So far out of bounds, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just the wind. It's actually coming directly towards our cameras now, the wind, and everything is flying about.
Stuff is flying away from our camera table. Need to weigh down stuff. Yeah.
Not ideal ultimate conditions, but we'll take whatever we
but now
get.
we're coming down to teams that should have the level to also play in these kinds of conditions.
Indeed.
So. And I think also this weekend their championships being played at the beach, where I think they also have a lot of wind. So, but here again, miscommunication gives the disc back straight to FucZH, and again in prime position in front of the end zone. Number 44 picking up the disc, looking for an option, and nice and easy catch there for Weber in the end zone.
Taking advantage immediately. That's such a good position to be in.
Absolutely.
And FucZH, yeah, just a better start to the game here. FlyHigh is not connecting on one thing, one very important thing: resets.
Yes.
This is probably the way to, so in my opinion, the way to determine a very good team is if you can manage to successfully and consistently do get off resets and just move the field, move the position of the field. And I feel like the new technique they have started this year, Hex offense, allows him to have constant movement, but it's not about it, so it has to be communicated well. You can, if you're open, why you move away?
Yeah.
Let the other person move, like get the disc, and then let the other person move to move on the disc. It's not about people moving, it's about the disc moving, right?
Yeah, potentially. But I think also in this conditions, maybe it's also when you start on offense, you have like more pressure and you start really deep down the field. So if you make a mistake there, it makes it really easy for the defense to kind of play it. So I think the challenge will be really for FlyHigh to get 1 point on the board and then start on defense, and then they can probably they might be able to turn the tables, because then FucZH will be in the difficult position to play that. But there we go. So we got Lehmann with the disc for FlyHigh on the sideline. Tricky position to be in. Looking forward. And again, the defense, but now at least they didn't turn it around too close to the end zone, so FucZH has a bit of a field to walk through. They're starting off with a really nice flow there. Good position. I think that's a kind of a zony-ish look, or maybe it's just some poaches. Again, back to the middle. Great flow there from FucZH, and deep shot off. Ooh, good defense there by the FlyHigh player. Just being enough of a ninja that the offensive player from FucZH was just disturbed enough to kind of misjudge his catch.
Indeed, it was just enough. Although we always love to catch your defenses, because the FucZH player was behind him. He was in position.
Absolutely.
Just couldn't see the disc enough.
So now we have Stalder with the disc. It's connecting. Starting with a few connections there for FlyHigh. Windler looking for options. Finding Lehmann. Ooh, there was like two people moving into the same space. Nice shot there, but great pressure there from the Zurich player, and enough to deny Burzio the catch for the score. But there was a much better looking offense from FlyHigh. So now FucZH has to start in the coffin corner. So I have a rather difficult situation to start off from. So it's all question comes down to the defense of FlyHigh. Are they able to stop Zurich early?
Such impressive defense by Vijayan.
Oh, nice short shot there, going back to the line. And again, Lastuvka with the disc. Looking for option. And Zurich player looking again for a deep shot. Now we got the duel from the other side, and this time it's Burzio who gets the longer end of the stick there. I think these two are a good matchup on the field. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for these two to match up with each other. So
I'm looking forward to seeing more of that, especially because Vijayev didn't see the disc come up. He didn't know where it was. He was like, oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where can I find it? And the defense knew exactly where it was. I think you always have to take these shots, especially in windy conditions, because it's a 50-50, but this time it was maybe 60-40 in favor of FlyHigh.
Yes. So again, great matchup there. So now again, the player with the disc. I don't know what whom the thrower saw there. Maybe he misjudged the cut from Lehmann. So again, FlyHigh giving the disc back to Zurich for another chance at just yet another break. They've been so close to a score this time, so offensive look is looking much better. Ooh, great grab there in windy condition, and great run through D by Durand for FlyHigh.
Just too
good
casual.
Forward movement to get Rosin. Oh, two FlyHigh players closing in on the disc, and the defense getting the better. The disc is back in Zurich hands, but they have the full field to go. So again, it's turning into a bit of a messier point. Wind is playing a bit of a.
The Wind is playing its own game.
Yes, really. Exactly. So we got Windler with the disc. Oh, we got
an injury call, I believe. Yeah, that was some valiant effort for that layout so late, and really tried to get it. Second attempt was so close to it,
yes.
But.
So Lastuvka being replaced by Tutuyan. I think that's a good replacement.
Oh, I agree.
In favor of Zurich, but there we go. Oh, the defense just did enough to deny the catch there for FlyHigh. So again, another turn. This is turning into quite a long point here. So I think also maybe FlyHigh managed to kind of improve the offense, which gives a much harder job for also the Zurich offense. Now, because these short field turnovers no longer a factor, they have to play over the full field, which gives a better chance also for the defense to make themselves felt. So again, FlyHigh, another chance there, and overthrow. Or rather, Racine could not close his hands on the disc. I think he was there. And we get our first timeout of the game. I think it's a good choice to get some structure in there, deal with the wind, and we will leave you to some words from our sponsors. Take a little timeout ourselves.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
We are a group of Ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member
and fund our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
We're back live. FucZH took a timeout to secure their third break in a row early in this game. Tutuyan on that far side. Very open. And another break just in front. I don't think that was in yet.
No, the signal to be not in. Just feet back on the end zone line. But so close. And this time,
Bachayev with the score, with the bookends as well, getting that defense.
At the very first start.
Exactly.
Yeah. This time he's getting the better of Burzio. I think this is going to be a battle to watch during the whole game.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. So I think now it's a bit also time for FlyHigh to kind of restructure and maybe have another look at the offense to make it a bit more efficient. Because I think the general structure is there. Like some of the decisions and maybe also the communication is not there. And they just get distracted maybe also a bit by the wind. Because I have to admit in Lausanne our playing fields are somehow protected by a lot of trees.
Oh,
so
that's nice.
We get wind, but we don't get this gusty wind.
So do you ever organize a tournament?
Yeah, we organize a tournament which is called Forest Lake, but it's not being played at the field where we practice. But it's also fields that are pretty well protected by the wind, and usually it's organized in summer, so the weather is nice. Like this year we had really, really nice weather, the Forest Lake tournament. It's a head tournament, so you don't even need a team, just be yourself and come and have fun. Bring some friends, make new friends.
Also a really good opportunity to just, learn some new skills, play a different style of Frisbee maybe.
Yes. Ooh. The ball almost hitting some not so innocent bystanders. They should know how to behave when in windy condition when they're sitting close to a playing field. They need to be ready for this. Okay, so we got Simon starting with the disc. It's kind of I got a zone look from Zurich. Something new, a new riddle for FlyHigh to solve. Beans with the disc. Simpson now. And just hitting the back of a Zurich defender. Again, the disc is back in Zurich hands. He got really with the disc. And putting up something high.
And that's a high stall out throw, but that's
Yes.
actually a possibility to get
Very
there.
well read
Wow.
there. Very read there by Pacifico.
Of course, Pacifico, part of the Swiss women's team
Yes.
that played in Limerick this summer.
She read there very well. Yeah, actually both of the teams have a number of players like that played in that team. So FlyHigh has Windler and Gallon. They played there in Zurich as well. So again, we got a little huddle up. I think this looks like another timeout. Probably this time being called by FlyHigh. Teams huddling up. So I think when they take a timeout, so will we. And again, let you have another look at our beautiful sponsors.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch,
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe. ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world
And
and beyond.
And we're back after the timeout. We already started with the poll from FucZH to FlyHigh. FlyHigh trailing by 4.
And this is really not a good start into the game for them.
Absolutely, very shaky start. Lots of miscommunication. Great defensive pressure there by Stalder. But the Zurich player not at all phased. That's coming out behind his back, and there we go. And another point on the board for Zurich. It's their 5th point in a row.
Volkova with the assist there. The coach, or at least captain of the FucZH side, and really distributing this discs left, right, and center, doing
Absolutely.
so much work, and the handler space for them is really impressive.
Yes. And I think Zurich, they have a really nice flow. Like once they get the disc, I think they're flowing it really nicely. And even though FlyHigh is supposed to be playing the motion offense, I think Zurich is also applying the principle very well.
So I have a very critical inquiry, which maybe Felix will not like. Do they have a default when they see that hex does not work?
I think they will go into horizontal stack potentially, but I think this is not something that is being practiced a lot.
Okay, because so I'm not saying it doesn't. It's like it is a good thing. But clearly if the players are miscommunicating constantly, and it's not, it's just not working for them. Is there anything they can do to like switch that up to look at a different way to play offense?
Yeah. I think it potentially also then just move back into a more classical stack, especially split stacks, which is really not too far away from the hex setup as well. That is a great pull there from Zurich. They're right there with their zone. You could see that the zone was moving in almost at the same time as the pull was coming in. And then FlyHigh off to a bit of a frantic movement. We had some people falling over each other, but I think they're managing to steady the ship a little bit.
This is the first string of passes FlyHigh have really put together now, and that looks so much better.
Absolutely. There you go. But just a hasty throw.
I want to say that's a commentator's curse on my side. I'm sorry for that. I'll take the blame.
Yeah, but now they're back up on defense. Yeah, I think that's also one thing, like when Zurich gets the disc, for the moment it seems that FlyHigh is unable to really put out a lot of defensive pressure. But even though the pressure was not there, the Zurich player unable to maintain possession of the disc. So FlyHigh getting another chance at their very first hold of the game. They're closing in towards the end zone. There's a player saying that he's being poached. Ooh, nice save there by Burcio. The disc, I think, spun around his little finger. Still able to hold it. Gabriele with the disc. Oh, speculative throw. Great read there by the FlyHigh player.
Wow, how did he get that?
I
There
don't
was
know how he managed this
two
one.
people around, not a single one actually should have caught that pass, in my opinion.
Absolutely,
Like,
absolutely.
this should have
Sticky-
never worked out.
Sticky fingers,
Yeah.
sticky fingers. I
That
think,
was-
yeah.
It was coming in such an angle. That was
Absolutely.
crazy.
Great job. So this is, I think, a point of celebration for FlyHigh. They have their first
Has to
point
be.
on the board. Score is 1-5 because FucZH managed to sneak in 5 points on the board before FlyHigh was able to put in their first. But now they managed to kind of stop this
Stop
kind
the
of
bleeding,
movement.
yeah. But I look at that. That was a backhand
Yeah.
with an angle that surely was
Was
supposed to
trailing,
go
yeah.
to the far side,
Yeah.
right? And it was trailing into the middle, like going up and going down again at the same lane and just a few meters behind. But what a way to trust your
Yeah.
receivers to get
Yeah,
down.
great
when they come
hands
down
there
with
by
that.
Beans to catch this one. So nice job there for FlyHigh. I think they will be happy. So now they're out on defense. So let's see if their defense line can pose some questions to Zurich, who has been looking pretty good on offense right now. Okay, the first thing we can say, we're seeing a zone.
I'm not
unsurprisingly.
surprised, yeah. Absolutely not
There
surprised.
we go, and I think I get some questions posed there. We get again Zurich handlers trying to look for options. For the moment, they're just keeping it small, playing the small ball, moving it slowly but surely. Oh, just underneath the defender's hand. There, it's like, they're starting to get themselves pinned on the line back into the center.
They have no stress whatsoever though
Yeah,
with that
yeah, yeah.
defense.
But
There's
then,
always an open handler either in the
Absolutely.
middle or on the side.
Nice job there by Pacifico to just be positioned right perfectly in the hole. And then here, deep shot there. I think Simon did not really respect the female players streaking deep.
To be fair, I don't think it's disrespect. I think he had time to catch up, and he did catch up.
Yeah.
That throw, it was
Yeah,
good.
pin
It was
perfect,
perfect for Tutuyan, but he could have gotten there somehow.
Yeah.
And he was there. He just mistimed because he had to look back over his shoulder, and this is the benefit you have if you have a receiver like Tutuyan, who is so strong and in her position on the field.
Exactly.
She'll just wait for the disc to be there.
And a good job is that she was just sneaking back there. And I think in this situation, I think Simon would have needed also some help from the sideline, letting him know that somebody was behind and where she was positioned. So I think he was all on his own. So it's like 1-6 now. Because I think the zone initially did a good job of stopping the momentum. And then just a decision for that throw, and the throw came off really, really nicely. And this Tutuyan in the right position
a
to
bit
stop
short
it. Yeah.
for my liking.
Yeah, it could
That's-
have been a bit
That's what
higher.
I can say
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Like the tiniest bit short, and that's why Simon even had
A chance.
had a
yeah.
chance to get it.
Absolutely. So now we have the Zurich defensive group back out again. I think they're cycling two players a lot, so I don't think they really do kind of offense, defense. Maybe also if you have to come back out again and again, just moving two players. And also people that trying to, not wanting to get too cold, so we get Lehman on the disc for FlyHigh, finding Barclay in the center of the field. And again we see the zone from Zurich, asking some tricky questions of FlyHigh, but the previous point they were able to play it through the cup and they were successful in scoring the point. Nice find there by Lehman to see Burzio coming in positioned, moving backwards, swinging it to Beans. Nice movement there. Fly again. Lehman with the disc now. They're moving it forward. Again, I think they're calming down. I think in some previous points they were getting really excited and looking stressed. I think now it's like really playing way more calmly, finding their options. They could potentially stretch the field a bit more, but overall looks really good. Calm movement, let the cup run, you will find your options. Good find there, Garnier now with the disc.
This really is the FlyHigh team I was expecting to see.
Oh, there was like Beans was slipping on the field. Yeah, he slipped on the field and could not. He was.
As I'm saying this again.
Yeah.
I'm not the best shot they're having.
Not complimenting. Complimenting the teams. Yeah, there's like okay. Let's see if the FlyHigh can push on them more pressure. They go get Burzio again, putting up some defensive pressure.
And for these discs, if you put a little bit of angle on them, the wind is going to multiply by so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. So FlyHigh will get another chance for on a hold. And I think it's absolutely important that they start getting these holds, because if they dig the hole even further, it will get more and more difficult to claw back out again. But the point they will have to start from is really not an easy one. In the corner in front of the end zone.
And with the zone, that's
really low this to Galland, yeah.
Just too much. Too much pressure and a nice idea, but the wind is not in their favor in this situation.
And a great put there into the end zone. And Zurich with their 7th point on the board.
A granddad backhand to get it.
Yeah, I think in this condition, since the pressure from the mark was not too strong, I think he had all the possibility to put this into the wind, and it was like perfectly placed around the defender.
And it's just so interesting because these teams are evenly matched at times, right?
Yes.
They're supposed to be. They had a really tight game in the last weekend, I believe. It was a universe point win for FucZH.
Yes.
So you can see that. You can see the skill of both these sides, but as you mentioned, with like not training in the wind, I would imagine FucZH have had one or the other windy practices in Zurich, and so it just you just see like, or even if not, like players are more adaptive to these conditions.
Yes.
And of course the luck is on their side as well.
Yeah. Like you have like these unlucky, like the slip from the receiver, and so unable to get to the disc, and just then in these situations, so as to say, okay, trying everything and still not going all the way. But I think it's also important then for FlyHigh to keep their head high and to kind of still keep fighting, because I think it's also good job there. Oh, still up there.
You can see they kept fighting for quite a bit, but if the pressure on FucZH is like is this high, and every single pass is deed and like ran after and everything, it's just super. It's hard to keep your positions up, but this is an opportunity to break for half.
Yeah. Oh yes. It's absolutely good. Lestuvka with the disc, looking for options, and but also the pressure from FlyHigh on defense when Zurich has the disc could be stepped up a little bit, because they get another sniff at some speculative disc. Here there was an overthrow, so the disc goes back to FlyHigh. They get another chance. You had Windler with the disc, finding Simon again. Ooh, kind of slipped on the grass. They get an injury sub. Walking off the field. Let's hope it was just a momentary. Okay, and Zurich is opting as well to switch. Weber is coming off, and we got Willy coming on together with Beans for FlyHigh. Again, looking for options. Finding Simpson. And pass straight into the hands of the defense. We got Willy with the disc. Again, FlyHigh is doing a lot of poaching, but they also now, Zurich, they have a few more overthrows that you see, is something that we haven't seen in the earlier stages of the game. Got a deep shot there by Windler to Beans, connecting on the shot. And Lebas able to run down the pass from Beans, and we have a second point on the board for FlyHigh, able to extend the first half just a little bit longer. So now they're back on defense.
Yeah, we'll see. It's a different direction, right? The other direction to go down the field.
Yes.
We'll see if FucZH can keep their composure and do the little things right.
Yes. And also to see if FlyHigh can increase the pressure on defense, because as we notice sometimes, especially when they're poaching on switching, that maybe they need to communicate just a little bit better, not to let open players in the middle of the field, making it way too easy for Zurich, because as they notice, the tight pressure from Zurich makes it difficult for them. And they also need to put on tight pressure to make it difficult for FucZH. So let's see if they've been listening to us, what they do on defense.
While I think we have a very good overview of the game, and I would appreciate them listening back to it, right now they probably should focus on playing what's happening on the field.
Absolutely.
But I mean, of course, everyone should listen to us, because like we see it all.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if we know it all.
We see it all. I never said we know it all, because I definitely do not know it all. But I'm seeing a lot of stuff here.
So we get FlyHigh there with the zone look of their own. Again. Zurich, but can they deal with it? And nice find there by Willy. Just the open player that was sneaky. He's standing there behind. Ooh, well aired, but then since she had no defense, she had all the time in the world to wait for the disc to come down. Oh, great pressure there on defense, but good composure by FucZH to score the 8th point, making it halftime.
Halftime in favor for them. Very, very
clearly
well done, and clear half, and just overall good composure on offense and on defense, taking the open shots and not risking too much after giving and going for a little bit, slowing it down, changing the angle of attack and scoring.
Absolutely.
That's how you do it.
Yes. So while these two teams take a halftime, maybe discuss some things, we will also take a little break and leave you with some nice images from our sponsors.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch,
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond. We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch,
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
Yes, he will. The lovely did.
We are back live. Second half action in this bronze medal match. FucZH playing FlyHigh Lausanne.
Yes, and FucZH is off to a really good start in the first half.
They definitely won that one.
Yes, they put 8 points on the board. FlyHigh only put 2. So
Really
they
impressive.
have quite the challenge in front of them, FlyHigh, if they want to bring this game back to even.
And in addition, FucZH is starting on offense. They have been perfect so far. They have not given up a break. I think that they have turned over once every offensive possession they had, but
Yeah, and you might not be able to tell from how the disc is flying, but it's actually pretty windy right now. And FlyHigh opting to play a zone. Nice sneaky scuba throw there.
executing these scoobers in that kind of wind is just different. It's so good.
Heinz now with the disc. He's playing there, so FlyHigh is still in zone formation, but the Zurich players are finding the holes in the zone, playing through it, just playing small ball, and there we start with the maybe a lack of concentration. The lack of concentration, and the disc is now in FlyHigh's hand with an option, with the possibility to start the first half with the break. In with the disc. Schindler, Simpson, Trent. Looking for something that he likes. He finds Rossin. Stalder. And Schindler again with the disc. FlyHigh moving the disc forward nicely. Leba now with the disc. Just seeing after. the disc, but the defense trying to get in there, and I think maybe landing awkwardly. So we have an injury call.
Disc not connecting with any of the players. That didn't look very pretty.
Yes.
She's going to be okay.
Yeah, but I think teammates are helping her to the side.
She
being
stumbled
replaced.
after that disc, after that defense. I think she might have lost her footing on that left foot as she planted to go down. But I do think there's no call, and the turnover will stand in favor of FucZH.
Players indicating turnover. FucZH coming in. Also, I think FlyHigh opting to switch players. Gavili coming in for Hafter. And we got Willy with the disc. The corner of his the end zone. Play. Switching two-person defense. Oh, good defensive pressure right in front of the camera. And the wind just picking up and turning the disc around. And I think the Zurich player unsure of how to catch that one. He
decided to not catch it at all.
Yes, it was kind of a funny moment. I was like, maybe she was afraid of she would be picked.
Oh, and what a defensive play there by the Zurich player.
He got the flying pony.
I think those are called unicorns.
Yeah, I think what it said on his jersey, but going by the
Pony,
nickname Benjamin Willy. Now we got Heinzen picking up the disc. Nice inside shot, and Wroclaw being poached has all the time in the world to run this one down, although Schindler almost got there for the defense. No, Tutuyan with the disc. Back to Willy. Looking back to Tutuyan. Nice playing there, great patience. Pick called.
Yeah, pick called on the field. We'll stop play for a second. And it really does look like they're so sure of themselves, especially when executing those resets. Such good continuations, always at the right time as well.
Yes, yes. I think the reset game that Zurich is playing is really clean, and I think it makes it, also in this condition, it makes it easier to kind of get out of tricky situations.
Exactly.
Because they know where people are supposed to be. And they managed to score nice and easy and with patience and a lot of small passes. And we got a 9th point on the board for FucZH. Making it look so easy in this windy conditions.
It did look easy for them. And FlyHigh had that chance, right? They got their disc back and worked it all the way to the end zone, and then we've seen that so many times, and that is something that can't happen on the highest level. The last point not connecting, the pass, of course. The last pass just a bit too zippy, too much urgency there, just like smacking it in there.
Well, I think we talked about this yesterday a couple of times in many of the games, and now also here, like on all levels. And I think also it was like the defensive pressure on this last pass. Because I think the look was good. Player was there. It's just that the defense came streaking in super hot, and and putting her body on the line to get that defense.
Yeah, that was a really impressive defensive play. Twice even from
and then we got another, the layout defense right in front of the camera. Another one. Okay, so again, they're getting another chance, and just by the defense being there so quickly might have spooked the FlyHigh receiver there, and she was kind of surprised that it is coming out. But their defense, and this time they're responding. Barkley there with their defense.
The exact same thing
awareness,
happened.
Very good awareness there.
And the problem with that is that it's the first time that happened to FucZH.
Yes. Again, Barkley with the disc, seeing Gallant. No, Borzio off to the races. Duel with Weber, and Weber just having the maybe a little bit better position, but the foul is being called.
No, it's a turnover.
No, it's a turnover. Quickly retracted by Borzio, but Weber clearly had the better position, and Borzio was forced to jump over him to attack the disc.
Indeed.
So really good look for FlyHigh. And now Zurich, they get another chance at a break, but they have the full field to work with though. Let's see what FlyHigh has to say about this. Start the disc on the 9 there.
The vertical stack
Lina
setup.
with the disc. Nice forward movement. Right again. Oh, low disc. Now wisely collected by Weber. I always looked it would go down, but now we have a miscommunication on this pass. Giving the disc back to FlyHigh. Barkley picking up. Garnier undefended. So now FlyHigh is running, but they keep double cutting number of times. Good awareness there by Lehman to realize that somebody was already going this way, but again, another miscommunication there on the deep shot. And maybe also they're just not getting enough as much float as you would have liked to. Just lifting her arms up in frustration.
Yeah, and I get it. It's the wind. It's like the way you have to put that disc is just so different and has to be so much more precise.
You cannot just play it super quickly. I think maybe you just need to take a split second more to position your throw and your arms and your body well. Let this come up, and then nice shot there by Lastuvka, seeing the poached player, but the floaty pass just giving the defense enough time to catch up. But unfortunately, the defense just unable to get there, and the help defense that was coming in was leaving another player free. That Jan was just there for the score for FucZH. And again, they crossing the field from one side, the perfect deep shot from Lastuvka, seeing this streaking player make it look so easy.
Yeah, we talked about her throwing ability.
Yes.
And really showing it off here. And then the high catch, really making sure and taking position by the receiver and then putting it out into the end zone. Just, you know, it looked like it was standing there for hours and hours, just waiting for a receiver to run underneath. And of course, that was a very open person as well. It's just perfect stuff. That's how you do it.
Absolutely. And I think it's also a question of confidence. I think these deep shots, they are not really working out for FlyHigh, so they're getting less confidence in putting them up, whereas Zurich still has the confidence to put them up and to play them to their players.
Yeah, you can't just stop throwing the deep shots.
Absolutely.
Because that will compromise the field so much, and they'll know, the Zurich side will know to contain those deep shots by FlyHigh not playing them anymore, and they will have to be able to grind on the unders, and we can't have that.
Yes, absolutely. And I think in general, when the offense is clicking for FlyHigh, then the flow looks good. There we have kind of a rolling pull. They kind of rolled just a little bit away from person trying to catch it, but FlyHigh being able to get the momentum going really quickly. So nice way there, we're almost half field. Windler with the disc, finding Rosin. Oh, and great awareness there by number 39 from Zurich. Seeing like the high disc was, the long disc was just not high enough, so he jumped up.
Yeah, sort of
Sneaky, maybe was like going for the snake in the grass version, making himself small and then just jumping up. We got good back up there.
Sitting again being the hero of that point so far.
Absolutely. 44. Back and forth playing, turning on the jets. Oh, and just maybe a bit being faster than expected, and we have another back and forth. I think really good awareness of the Zurich defender, realizing that the option was the deep shot that was being looked for, and two defenders closing in on Zurich's FlyHigh's player going deep.
Seemed like they listened to us and saying they need to shoot more deep shots.
And then we got a floaty pass there. Who's the tallest? There we get, I think they call it a turnover.
Yeah.
A good job there by Schindler, like getting into a good position, getting the disc moving. Then Windler with the disc, like faking the deep but opting not to throw it. I think they're realizing that the defense in the deep space is good. So good. Durand and Windler working in the back space together with Schindler. So the ladies doing the job in the back and the guys just trying to stay out of there. Racine now. That's a good option for the deep cut. Nice job there by FlyHigh, putting on a 3rd point. And really good timing on the deep cut there by Racine, getting his defender on the wrong foot and then starting to go deep instead of starting the foot race right away. This gave him such a good gap. And then the pass from Windler to him. Just a beautiful shot and good continuation then by Gschwend for the score. 3-10.
They're constantly pushing the pushing FlyHigh to make the right decisions and punishing every single decision that is not quite thought out well enough. And this time around they make it, they get the disc back and manage to put it in the end zone, but it took so much work and a little bit of luck as well, if I want to say that.
Yes. But great awareness there also by the FlyHigh players not to get too hasty in their decisions. I think there were some fakes that then decided not to put the shot on right away, but still letting the defense know that this is still a valid option. People continuously cutting deep and coming back under.
Indeed.
Good work there by FlyHigh. So now back on defense, and we got a look at what Zurich has to offer when they start on offense.
They have been really good on offense so far.
Yes.
The last one was a clean hold, and every single one of those chances were holds.
Yeah, they've been really clean, like when you give them the disc. I got Tutuyan with the disc. We got one poached player, but defense well positioned enough that it was not possible to easily play it. Great shot there by Willy, but the defender just maybe needs to put some glue on his fingers.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Lehmann with the disc, finding Beans. Good option there. Ooh, good speed there by Garnier, because Heinzen was right on his back.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to fly, but he was just too far away.
Yes, we get Lehmann there, well covered by Tutuyan. Again, Garnier really liking what she sees, and then right into the hand of the Zurich player. Now Zurich after the races, really with the disc, finding his options. Good position, and really calling for a timeout. Maybe defense getting a bit, or offense getting a bit friendly from Zurich. He's not really seeing what he's liking. And since he didn't have a defense, it was a good call. So we will also take a small timeout where the teams discuss.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member
and
and fund
our
our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
And we're back live. Lee with the disc not in his hands yet, but right in front of him.
Yes. Now he has, but there's not a 0, even though he had quite a time to think about it, since he didn't have a mark before he called the timeout.
Nice
So Heinz in
leading
there, cradling the disc like a baby, making sure he has it. Now back to Willy. Taking part, pick called.
And such good handler resets and recognition that one is, these passes, the two main handlers, just beautiful.
No, really nice pass there. Forward number 17 and back to Willy. So essential to the team, like in the handler position, he almost gets every other disc. Back to Willy. Oh, there's seeing the receiver. Safe hands. And that's a score for Zurich. They're just using perfectly the moment that the wind is calming down just a little bit to put on a bit more speculative passes.
Yeah, indeed it's a bit speculative, but it works out so well, especially with Vijayan, a tall frame player that reads the disc so well, to have in the end zone, and then really who can probably break every single throw.
Yes.
Marker for that one.
Yeah. But if you know your receivers and you know what their catching radius is, and and Vijayan with like his tall, lanky frame and long arms, he probably has a pretty good catching radius. So this puts the score to 11-3 in favor of FucZH. I think even the score is like really clear. I think with showing a difference between these two teams on the field, the difference does not really show. Like the two teams are really tight in their positioning and how they're playing. And I think it's just maybe that the Zurich team is just a little bit more precise and clean and the passes that and the choices that they make, that just in the end they allows them to score more points. But if you look how the two teams play, you could not tell that the score
Absolutely
is so far apart.
I agree. I think also the skill of the individual players just it works out.
Yes.
The matchups are close.
Yes.
That's I think one of the factors, that there's not a very free person at all times or something like that. It's not. The athleticism is just matched up rather evenly.
Absolutely. And we get FlyHigh again with the disc attacking the Zurich zone. Luba there. Good awareness. Nice positioning. Just make the cup run. Schwendt with the disc to Windler. Schwendt again. Wassin. Windler. Yeah.
And an uncharacteristic error for Windler, who is usually the most stable person with the disc that I've seen so far.
But maybe there was maybe also a bit of a frustration throw, and I think when you're out there on the field for such a long time, maybe at this point.
Exactly.
So we got Bergeron picking up the disc. He also really safe handler and put the disc almost anywhere in the field where he wants to. Big shot going up there for Lestuvka, but maybe a bit too much spice on it. He was unable to run it down. So FlyHigh gets another shot at their 4th point.
It was quite an intense point, throw for that matter. Just really intense, and Windler has it on that far side, has to go super steep on that throw, a weird angle to it. Probably again the frustration on that.
So this gives this back to Zurich. Polina with the disc, looking for her options, finding the reset to Bergeron. Södering. Lestuvka with the disc. Nice crisscrossing there. Catching the defense a bit unawares. We got a pick call. Oh no.
Just
just
Get
raised arms. It's like, okay, stack on
setting
me.
the stack, exactly.
Okay. Good look there with the score for Bergeron. It's the 12th point for FucZH.
And they're within 3 of taking that bronze medal. It's, it just, I know we've talked about this the last break we got, but it just seems like such a weird game because the teams are really good.
Yeah.
The teams are rather evenly matched in many instances besides the scores.
Yes.
It's not as if FucZH is getting 100% on all of their.
Yeah, but FlyHigh almost always gets the disc back when they give it away, but
Yeah.
somehow just with the throwing and maybe some of the decisions, then gets Zurich closer and closer to the end zone until they
Maybe a little
move
bit
it
the
in.
pressure as well that
Yes.
is set by Zurich. And the way they grind on every single point. But other than that,
yeah.
just also a good showing. If you're not into
Yeah.
either one of the teams, like if you're not rooting for FlyHigh, if you're
Yeah.
a bystander just enjoying the ultimate, it's good Frisbee.
Yeah. But I think FlyHigh has nothing to kind of maybe hang their heads, because I think like with this, they look at the score and they hang their heads and their shoulders.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I think they're having a good showing. It's just that in the end, this last, it's just kind of the thing where you measure the success at, which is this points, is kind of eluding them. But what they show on the field, I think, looks good.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just the problem is they make one mistake and then Zurich kind of often does not give the disc back.
Exactly, they convert on it easier.
Lehmann with the disc now for FlyHigh, looking for options. Oh. Started there, not unable to get his fingers on the disc.
And another one. These quick turnover. That's
Yeah.
what's really breaking the back
Yeah,
for
I think
FlyHigh
we get
there.
some, but somehow I don't know why some characteristic frustration passes from the handlers. Like instead of putting it forward and hack and hope, it's like kind of the frustration dumps. So I think also that, as you mentioned earlier, the execution of the resets on the Zurich side is a bit cleaner than the execution on the resets on the FlyHigh side.
I think the one thing we forgot to factor in the whole game is the way it feels to always walk back.
Yes.
Of course, the players are really good, are motivated, and at around the same level. But for the most portion of this
Yes.
game, FlyHigh had to walk all the way
Yes.
back and get the disc again and walk all the way over again. And I think
Yeah.
that cannot
Yeah.
that cannot be a great thing to do, having to do.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the heads hanging down, and then also maybe, I don't know how big the rosters don't look too big, so maybe it's also that you have to walk back out. You cannot take a moment and say, okay, like it's not working for me, I need a moment to focus. Like maybe they have to go back out because they need to play, so they don't have the moment to refocus, which is kind of a luxury that bigger teams have, that if you have 1 or 2 players that need a moment to refocus,
It's going to be hard.
they can do this, but with the smaller rosters, you just can't do this. You have to go out and you have to play again if it's not working. And at one point, like the mental pressure is getting so high.
I think FlyHigh will have a lot that they can add
Yes.
to their
Something there.
experience from this.
Yeah, we get Simpson with the disc. Durand, good find there in the corner, like attacking the disc. Like I think the zone offense is looking really good. Schwendt with the disc there. Looking for options. Windler, great choice there. Simpson again with the disc. More forward. Good. Good faking there, moving the cup. I always love it when you see the fake and you see everybody in the cup is moving and jumping around. Expensive shot there by Simpson to Rosin and back to Simpson. She's so pivotal, like really a calm presence in the zone offense. And again, finding Schwendt now on the line. He needs to find a solution to get back out of the trap situation. Finds Rosin. And back to Simpson. And back to Windler.
Yeah, that setup of FucZH is really preventing all the options going up.
Yes. But so far, I think FlyHigh is attacking it well. They're staying calm. They're advancing little by little here. Great shot there by Simpson to Le Bas. And then back to Durand in the middle of the field. We got a down call.
I didn't see it, unfortunately, because
Yeah,
people were running through there.
That's
But we'll get the benefit of a replay, maybe. We'll see it here. That reset,
Nice.
and he gets to go down.
he has his buddy right in front of the camera. That's tricky
They
to
will
see.
agree to
Yeah.
keep the possession with FlyHigh.
I think he had the hand underneath the disc when he was falling on the ground, but it's always then difficult to tell which part of the disc touched. Overhead throw by Gschwend.
And a great defensive.
Smacked away by
Pressure.
Heinzen.
Yeah, he just positioned himself so
Yes.
well, jumped up high over everyone else, and then got that disc. He's going to pick it up as well. And that disc is slowly advancing in the favor of FucZH. Heinze up the line. And then a big movement, and that close to the line for Pacifico, and that is a score for FucZH, and they're within one of taking the bronze medal. And that has to be devastating for FlyHigh, because I haven't ever seen anyone go on an 11-point run to make it universe before, and I don't think I'm going to see that today, unfortunately. Although it would be the greatest thing
ever. Yeah, I mean, in the game before we had kind of a comeback from the Flying Colors, like with an 8-4 score. But of course here, 3-14. I think it's like an almost unsurmountable mountain that Fly has in front of them. But I think they have the possibility to at least extend the game by a few points and put a few more points in for the honor. I think it's also to just show that they can play in the wind, and also maybe that they can walk away from the game and say, okay,
we'll go back to the drawing board. We'll recoup, but we know the positive feeling we get from playing Frisbee. So fun fact about this whole situation. I talked to Vijayan yesterday, and he's like, oh, I've only gotten 4th place finishes, and it's going to be the same thing tomorrow. And I'm like, hey, get that out of your head, don't manifest it. And apparently he did get it out of his head, and FucZH is getting a 3rd place.
Oh, great defensive effort.
Not yet though.
By FlyHigh, but Burcio staying cool. Dumping it back to Barclay in front of the end zone, but just not enough snap on this pass to Garand, who was unable to catch it. And it's again what we've seen a couple of times, that the offense looks good until this last pass just in front of the end zone. So Zurich now gets the option there, get Weber with the disc. They have the full field to kind of cross in order to score their 15th point.
Nice lefty inside shot there, and FucZH are really wanting to finish and get that 3rd place, and such steady hands on the handlers.
Around with the disc, trying to motion with his head. Great shot up the line there. Small ball, looking for options. Get like some lifted hands showing that they're being poached. Nice job there. Good play there by Beans, like seeing that this option was presenting itself and getting in there.
So FlyHigh get it back.
Good Burcio cutting in. Deep shot for Barclay. Great read there. Dishing it off to Gallon. Really close to their own end zone now, FlyHigh. Will they be able to extend the game?
They've been in that
A bit
position
long.
before.
Yes, opting for the reset to Beans. Taking up line. Just so close to the end zone. Can smell it. Pass going to Burzio, who's losing his head on the catch, but able to hold on to the disc, which was more important. And then the score to Garin. 4-14 now. So able to extend the game just a little bit longer. Now, of course, is the question, will they be able to put in a first break of their own in this game?
It would be time now to do that.
Yes, or will FucZH be able to score their 15th and final point?
They haven't given up a break yet. And I don't think it's like that team to stop doing that now. But maybe FlyHigh will find some more strength.
Maybe they will get fired up from what we've just seen.
They should be.
Absolutely, we had some great plays there. Really nice, really nice deep shots. Okay, there we go. Great pull there by Luba. Ah, just out of bounds, yeah.
That might have been like just 10 centimeters.
Yeah, his goal player is indicating it was so close. Okay, so Heinzen walk it to the break point. Fly setting up the defense. Okay, so the question. Will the Zurich offense stay clean and be able to hold? Or will FlyHigh get a chance at a break? So for the moment, keeping it small. FlyHigh again opting to play zone defense. And Zurich moving it forward slowly but surely. Heinzen motioning that he wants more players on the other side of the field. Maybe with the disc. They keep it on the windy side. But so far it's working for them. Nice shot there, but just the disc moving up a bit more than expected, or maybe not enough. It hit her arm instead of her hand.
And the player also turning her back to it, so it wasn't the ideal position for her to score in.
We get Simpson with the disc. Great deep shot there. Oh. Just was it in or out? They're calling it in. Nice job there by FlyHigh.
So
Motioning it
good.
in. That's the first break of the game.
And we can celebrate with them because that was impeccable. But it took everything, and it took a, in my opinion, questionable throw to get there, because it could have been a dish. It could have been the nicest high up, floating on the air that is going towards this far side of the field pass, but it was a super zippy, kind of, I don't know, shooter where
testosterone-filled pass instead of the love pass. Yeah. But Luba putting on the jets and managing to just stay in bounds for the catch. So really good awareness of where the line was. A good job there to number 95 from FlyHigh. Okay. So FlyHigh just able to extend the game even further.
We'll see how far it can go.
Absolutely. So, FlyHigh with the pull. Will they set up a zone again? What do you think?
I think so. I think they should, especially because it's aggressive downwind conditions for FucZH.
Hey. Fly setting up Heinzen with the disc. And he immediately goes for a deep shot to Tutuyan. Safely catches it. Resets. Looking for options now. Looking for the around shot. Great defensive effort there by Lehmann. Pacifico. Good offensive. Oh, nice inside shot there.
And that's the game for FucZH.
That's the 15th point on the board. So final score 15-5 in favor of FucZH from Zurich. They win the bronze medal of the Swiss Championships of 2023. Congratulations to them.
And commiserations to FlyHigh. They gave it their all, but this wasn't there today.
Yes, it was just the FucZH team was just a little bit cleaner when they got hold of the disc and managed to score more points, was in the end what counts.
That's indeed a tough match for both teams. A lot of fighting, and in the end, it was just in favor of FucZH always. And we'll get some highlights, especially that last point. Look at that beautiful break. She had to just step around and throw that disc into space, and the break set was very well protected and open. 15-5, the final score, and we get some match stats for you here, powered by Force Sports Apparel. FucZH winning with 15 points. They got 10 breaks on FlyHigh, where FlyHigh only got 1. The turns also a big margin. 9 is the difference between them. Of course, that's the breaks. FucZH got 3 clean holds as well, which is really impressive in the wind.
Yeah, but I would also say it shows how tight the matchups were, because they only managed also, even though the 3 holds, that is impressive, but it also is a sign that 12 of the points that they scored, I mean, of course, 10 of them were breaks. So I think that maybe then the majority of the offensive points were.
I think the biggest thing that stands out is break chances.
Yes. Where
FucZH had so many and converted, and FlyHigh only had a few.
Yes. If you see 22, like almost half of the break chances were turned into breaks, whereas only a quarter, when of FlyHigh's, even very few break chances were turned into a break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I think a tight fought match, even though in the end the score was quite a margin, but I think both teams really trying to give it all. And we had quite some spectacle on the stream there.
That we did. It was a really impressive game. Thank you everyone for watching. Don't go anywhere yet, because we have our 5th place game coming up next. I do think it's the Panthers playing Flying Colors.
Yes.
Which was going to be a really intense matchup as well, I think. And
yeah.
We'll be back with that at in I think about
not
half
too much
an hour.
of a time. Yeah.
And then there will be the final at 4 p.m. later today. So tune in again, and we'll hear back from you soon.
Pretend that I'm not here. All I seek is some honesty, a stray of light in my darkest fears. I know you know, you don't care about my life, care about my life. Look at me, I have thick skin. You don't care about my life, care about my life. Look at me, I have thick skin. Skin, as I'm sure I would give in, fall apart, let you go and break my heart. Lucky me, I had thick skin, as I'm sure I would give in. I know, you know, I know, you don't care about my life, don't care about my life. Lucky me, I had thick skin, you don't care about my life. My love,
Thank you.
Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.